Alrighty, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Still doing this really good promo with BITGET. If you guys are interested in trading, you get 100 USDT position for free here. Promo is still going on. First link in description below if you're interested. Also, if you want to create a new BITGET account, really good promo going on. I negotiated. That's going to be the second link in description below. I believe you could use either link to kind of create the account and get both of these promos, though. So yeah, let's get into the charts. It does seem like we're going to get a pullback here. And the first thing I want to talk about that is, a rare bullish sign among, multiple time frames is you have, I believe, from the, let's see, this is interesting. A lot of them have gone away. The yellow X's, it is still appearing, I believe, on the 4-day. And it was all the way from the 4-day to the weekly yellow X's all over here. The fact that you still have, though, yellow X's on the 4 and 5-day 2 time frames on that is pretty bearish. I mean, if we look back at the 5-day yellow X's, I mean, these all gave you something pretty significant. Even if it's like this one, just like the last one, you would still come down to around 17K there or even more. I mean, look at this one. This was kind of the capitulation one right there. And if we go all the way back, nothing in the prehistoric BC ages right here. Yeah, they do bring you down quite a bit. You also have some yellow X's on Ethereum as well. Got some new trades in the exclusive Discord. They are short positions. Got stopped out in profit from the Bitcoin and the Ethereum shorts that I was in through the drop down. So yeah, still swing short on a bunch of the alts that are doing pretty well as well. So yeah, not seeing any reason to believe that we're going to pump, too high here, even in the most bullish of circumstances. I don't think you're going to get, far above 20.5, even the most bullish of circumstances. A lot of people do, and I'll give you that. This 2-day does look pretty good here. You got the yellow or the green dot right here. And a lot of people would say, like, it's a little bit conflicting. And it is. You got the green dot on the 2-day, and you also have the yellow X on the 5-day. How do you interpret that? Usually it means more sideways. Usually when you have a lot of conflicting things, it kind of means sideways. And that's kind of the trend we've been in. We've just been range bound for the past month almost here between, mid-20s to mid-18s. So it's not too unlikely that you would, follow that trajectory. This 2-day confirms in a day and 8 hours. When does the 5-day confirm? 3 days, okay. This is most similar, in my opinion, this 2-day, unless you're somebody who thinks we've already hit the bottom. I don't. And the fact that, some altcoins like Cardano are already making lower lows past June and May lows is another thing indicative that we haven't hit the bottom, unless you think Cardano is going to zero and everything else is going to be okay. But yeah, kind of like right here, this was the pandemic. I think it's going to be like this one. Or what's more similar, see this green over here, going to be like here. This was to the last drop down, and that would be a trajectory to have a bottom. This was October 8th, so wow, it's kind of the same playing out, very similar. This would have a bottom, yeah, like the same thing, maybe a little bit later. My view is probably a little bit earlier, November, but that's not, I just think you're not going to go this long, kind of sideways here, especially with all leverage trading, all that, things we have, now that we didn't really have as much of back then. In 2018, there was obviously still leverage trading, but the volumes were much less. It was different back then. Way less people were even in the crypto space back then, obviously. It was only 6K. If it's like this, you've basically almost topped out. I mean, you theoretically could have, if it, let's say it's a little pump like this is probably in the most bullish of circumstances, you come up maybe another 10% or something, probably from, 19.5 or something, 10%. I don't think you're going to get up that high, but maybe, it is possible to kind of stay in this range area and then come down from 21, especially if the NASDAQ and the SPY come up a little bit more. I don't think that's going to happen, though. It just seems like you're going to roll over back into the red for a nice short entry here. Moving on to, the daily and, green dot, it's kind of neutral. I mean, I was just curious how this green dot, this gave you a little something, this one right here, but that was a trigger wave. This one, by the time this confirmed, you were coming down. This could kind of go either way here. You could come up a little bit more, kind of neutral, I would say, though. And then the same thing on the 12-hour. you do have green dots across the board, but you are rejecting pretty harshly off of really, you almost made it up to that spiral line. You could have another jump up there. I don't think, though. More of this spiral line, just rejecting off of that. And then 4-hour red dot, it seems pretty textbook to reject off of that. Maybe bounce off of here for this range and then kind of stay in the range a little bit longer if we extend this. And I think, I have a feeling until after midterms next few weeks, you theoretically could stay in this range. Normally, I would say that's way too long to stay sideways, but because of how it looked, this weekly shows me otherwise. This weekly is the case, right? Because look at all these green and red dots. See right here, these green and red dots. It's rare, but it does happen, especially at major points. I feel like 6K back here, 7K was a major point. Now 20K is that same point. Once you break out of that, where would that trajectory bring you to? I'm just curious, in terms of some bottom signals. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I think kind of that's 64% downward. That would be probably one of the most bearish circumstances. I don't think you're going to go that low. That's really low. I don't think you're going to 7K, but you could absolutely come down 40%. I mean, the big place I've been talking about for 20 years now is this area right here, 13, 400 weekly moving average. It could be a little bit higher, 13.7, 13.8, somewhere like that by the time we hit it in November, let's say, or December. 14K, I think that's going to be a huge area. If you lose kind of this 17K area, this is where your 300 weekly moving average is. I don't think you're going to hit much until 15, high 14s, 15, and then I don't think you're going to hit much until you hit this 400 weekly moving average. I think that would coincide with a lot of trajectories where Bitcoin, what's this percentage downward from kind of right here? That's 30% down for Bitcoin. Ethereum goes down 40 to 50%. Some alts go down 50 to 70%, kind of like that. That would make the most sense in my opinion. Moving on to some really, low time frames here to kind of wrap up this Bitcoin analysis. Projecting off of there, bottom of this range is right here. There's one pattern where, if you see the breakout, this was a fake out yesterday of this ascending wedge. Ascending wedges are typically more bearish. If you come back, that's a right trajectory right onto for next few days, maybe early next week, to bounce off of your 300 weekly moving average. A lot of times when you do have the fake out and then you stop everybody out trying to short, and then you come back and you lose the level again, then it's powerful and you really get to your technical target. If you put it like here, your technical target's essentially right there. So and your hourly, in the bear markets, you don't see, usually they're not as good as this. Usually you don't get this much money flow. Usually it just curves over. You know what I mean? I feel like we're due to just fall over here, come deep into the red again. And that's, within the next week or so, you come deep into the red, you're at 17K. That's a big area. Let's move on to Ethereum, and then we'll take a quick look. I want to show you something on the S&P 500 as well. Let's look at Coinbase. And by the way, guys, like I mentioned earlier, really good promo for BITGET. The airdrop, first link in description below. This is Ethereum. Nice rejection, just nice clean rejection off of this high volume node right here at 1322, and bearish div just printed on the 30-minute, just rejecting off of there pretty beautifully. I think this is going to just curve back over into the red, get deep into the red, and bring us down. Your 3-day too, yellow X's on these high time frames typically are going to be pretty bearish. I mean, let's just look at all of these. I mean, even if it's like one of the most bullish ones, I mean, there is, this one took a little bit while to play out. You got a little jump there, but even one of the most bullish ones, one of the best ones, that's still 22% down. Where would 22% down bring you? That's right to about 1,000. And then the other high time frames in this, Bitcoin is good to show you on this as well. This doesn't look good on your 12-day, red dots and real high time frames here. This 16, it's kind of rolling over, the red dot so quickly after the green here, first time it's happened, it kind of nullifies the notion that this was the bottom here, so we could come down a lot more. And your 10-day just looks probably as bad as possible here on Ethereum, so that's what we got to worry about as well. Look at that just coming up. I think, as this curves over into the red, you could come down quite a bit. Trajectory down to around 300 to 600 area is going to be huge for accumulation for Ethereum. I think that's probably where you're going to have to buy, not financial advice, but what I think, probably where you'd have to get in to get those type of Bitcoin type gains, like a 20x, at least a 10x in the next bull market, 3 to 600, assuming we go up to 6,000 at least in the next bull market, by 2025, something of that nature. So yeah, daily, back in the red right there. 2-day, kind of the same deal. I mean, you do have that bullish div right here that's going to confirm in a day. The thing is, in bear markets, usually, like this one, look at where money flow is. Same place with money flow. I know this was a black swan event, but still. Here was a little bit different, and it's similar to, you just creeped up into the April 2018, just creeped up into the green there and then came down a ton. I don't think it's going to be as bad as this. I mean, that would be pretty crazy. You already have 2 yellow X's. I think it'll be 1 or 2 more yellow X's to a bottom between 3 and 600 down here. I obviously don't think it's going to be as bad as that. I'm not even going to bother drawing that out. That's a bad trajectory. But yeah. And, same deal here. You got the yellow X, then you just pumped up on the 12-hour, probably the same deal in the 16-hour. I think you're just testing this point, getting out some of the shorts, and then you're going to come down more. That's what it seems like most likely. And then the other thing, obviously, I'm not going to look at it right now at the second, but Bitcoin dominance is looking really bullish. What's typically happens when Bitcoin dominance is bullish, everything goes down, but Bitcoin goes down less than everything else percentage-wise. Hourly, just curving right like Bitcoin into the red. This is most likely what I'm kind of guessing is going to happen. It could be choppy over the weekend, though. Something like that trajectory, maybe even worse. So yeah. 30-minute, kind of the same deal, and then a 15-minute like we looked at before, money flow generally coming out. This combined with, there's probably a red dot on, or almost a red dot in the 4-hour, almost a red dot in the 3-hour, red dot in the 2-hour confirmed, that combined, bringing you down. If we look at the S&P 500, I just wanted to show you kind of on the, I believe the weekly here, weekly or 6-day. I mean, look at where money flow is, and we want to look at previous recessions. I mean, if this is like 08, we're just getting started. We're probably at this trajectory before a capitulation pretty soon. So that capitulation could ultimately happen right after midterms. I think maybe even before, but I don't think it'll. I think it's going to be after midterms or early next year. And then right here at this area in 01. So we do have, quite a bit to go. I think you're very due to finally come. It's been many, many years since you've been deep in the red here. And if we look at, let's just show you a chart with more data here. It's been a while since you've been deep in the red. Obviously, there were areas, through history like the 80s where you didn't go deep in the red for a long, long time. But I think it's gonna be like one of these times where you finally go deep in the red. Maybe similar to the high inflationary area in the 1970s, where you're going to come down quite a bit more here. So that's where I would really be looking to start getting into the S&P 500 a few months. It almost seems, I know this is going to sound really bearish, guys, but it almost seems like best case scenario is probably at this golden pocket, another 20% down, kind of like, pre-pandemic type numbers here. And that's pretty typical of recessions. I mean, coming back at least like 2-3 years back in time, back to 2019 is going to be a good place. I mean, what's that? A correction from the all-time high here, 40%. And if it's going to be a capitulation, it could happen soon. Look at this money flow right here. You could come down really quickly and bottom out with everything in the next few months, Bitcoin too. And yeah, then you're, almost bottomed out. I mean, obviously, if you have a long-term trajectory, you're going to be fine buying there. So big accumulation phase for everything. The big capitulations, they're really good buying opportunities. You just got to get in quick. That's the thing. Like you can't be on no meditation retreat in the middle of Thailand with no technology when it happens, and you come back and you're already, it's already back all the way up. It's like it never happened. You know what I mean? Got to be careful with that. So anyway, guys, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow my Twitch in the link in the description below as well. The schedule is 6 p.m. Eastern time. Weekdays for the live streams that are exclusively on Twitch now, so check those out. Please follow that. It means a lot. Check out the BITGET airdrop and the promo down below as well. Really good promo with the airdrop only with my links down below. And my Patreon for some of my exclusive trades, TA, all of that. We've been killing it lately. Really good market conditions. It's been a very, very easy market to trade. Hopefully it will last. September is an amazing month. October is an amazing month so far. And last but not least, my trading course down below, evanaldo.com. Discount code bearmarket20, 20% off. Really good course. A lot of people have really liked it. TA, how to interpret market cipher, my strategies, all of that type of stuff, risk management, trading psychology. Check it out. Link in the description below. All right, guys. Hope you have a good one. Goodbye.